Hey everybody, Marshall from Marshall's Miniatures here. Today we've got another eBay rescue. We've got a couple of these Knight Armigers. The paint on it isn't looking too bad. So I believe this time we're just going to prime them and see what we're left with. Right, so for these Armigers, I think to start with, I did not want to knock. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're gonna do Imperial Fists. So that's Avalanche and that Uriel yellow, 𝐓𝐷𝐘𝐒 yellow, and I don't know what inspired me to do Imperial Fists. I've never actually done them before. Yeah, I'm just gonna start by wet dry brushing the yellow one because it's obviously our first colour. I'm just gonna get that everywhere, so we're going to end up with some brush marks, and that's fine. We just want to just cover it all. And instead of doing, I was going to just do the one, but I thought because I love you guys, and obviously I've been uploading for a while now, I thought I'll do both of them. I shall see you once they're done. So as you can see, we've put the Avalanche Sunset on, and we're just going to go straight over to the next paint. I actually think the yellow, it goes really well with the pink in the recesses. I think it looks quite lovely. See, it's just here. We're just gonna I've got a bit too much on the brush, but we can just play it about and just build up our yellows. Take a bit of going, but we'll get there. Lastly, for the yellow, we're going to, so obviously we've used Avalanche, we've used Uriel, and we've used 𝐓𝐷𝐘𝐒. We're going to go back with Avalanche with our smallest dry brush, and we want it to have barely any paint on it. And so, such as our recesses here, test it on my hand. These recesses, we're just gonna build up a bit of a darker paint. And the reason you don't want too much on your brush is because if you do, it'll get messy. Well, that's all right there, because that's going to be painted over, so I've got no issues with that. A bit of a blotchy bit there, but I'm just going to slowly build that bit more colour into it. Just like so. And we're going to do that all over the armour. So I've turned the light down just so you can see the yellows a bit better. As you can see, we've got the Uriel on the top, and then the Avalanche in the recesses. You can still see bits of the pink if you look very carefully in the corners. And I think it all I guess wanted to fall over. And I guess it contrasts it all really nicely. And we shall move on to the next stage. Right, and with the yellows dries, we're going to move on to the coppers. I had to give this a day because I had to do some valeting for some vehicles, and then I did a bit of spray painting, and you know, when you do spray painting, everywhere just gets horrible to breathe in. We're going to take a nice large, do I have a medium base brush? Is this medium? That's large. Oh, this is medium. It's got to be. That's large. Oh, no medium. That's large. Right, we're going to take a large base brush, and these bits here, that specific trim, we're going to do it in copper as opposed to gold. So we're going to start with some brass scorpion, followed up by full granite copper. I think I said that right. I've never actually used it. Yeah, just all over. We'll probably add some silver later to add a bit of shine. Yeah, just paint some copper all over. That's it. I'll see you in a second. Now, on a quick note, one thing I'm finding with the copper is it is quite watery. Well, the brass scorpion, it is quite watery. so it may require just a couple of coats. Up next is the copper, and we're going to do that over the middle, just here. Sorry about that, I was interrupted. So yep, just that middle bit there. And then, where's his head looking? So we're going to keep that bit darker. But here, the light's going to end up going here. And this bit here, so we're just going to add more copper. Just like so. I'm going to build it up, and I'll see you in a second. Next, we're going to get some more bronze. This is 𝐶𝐿 bronze. I'm not pronouncing the first bit because I cannot pronounce the first bit. And now, before we do the edge highlights, we're going to take this and we're going to build it in. Well, you can't really see it, and if you can hear a hoover, I'm very sorry. But now we're just going to build this in. You can see it there, it's a much brighter goldy bronze. I'm just going to build this in around the edges, just like so. I think it looks nice. But yeah, just like so. Then I'll see you in the next step. Next, we're going to get some Stormhost silver, and this is going to be our edge highlight on. Oh, that's really watery. Let's give it a shake. It's going to be our edge highlight on that bit of bronze there. And I've just elbowed my table back here. That did not feel nice. There we go. That looks much better. Much better consistency. Yep. I'm going to use the medium base brush, which I did find one. I found a medium. This top edge here. Be very gentle. I want to get this bit here, and this bit here. The bottom bit. And there we go. I'm just going to take our time. It's hard to tell with the light. Can I turn the light down? It's hard to tell, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, that's all we're going to do. Alright, up next, we're going to do some iron breaker. We're going to get a crappy brush. Yeah, where's a crappy brush? Got a not so great dry brush. And we're going to do all the joints, the back, the weapons with it. I'm going to like semi-dry brush it and just like get all of it. It doesn't need to be perfect. We're going to do like a bunch of effect paint, so we're going to add a bit of rust, some verdigris. Yeah, you get me. You know, the usual to what we do to stuff like this. And obviously that's fine because that's going to be gold. I wanted to do the front trim, obviously a different colour, so it stands out a bit more, so everything's just not, oh, it's gold, silver and yellow. You know, differentiate everything a bit. But yeah. This is my first time actually painting Armigers. I've never painted them before. I've never actually painted a knight before either. That's something we're going to do. We're just going to cover the entire thing with paint. And with that part being done, we're going to move on to some Agrax Earthshade. Oh, how fun. We're just going to keep using this dry brush because it is knackered. And I've kept some of the pink on it because it's like, oh look, it's got pink reactors or something. I don't know. It's going to get painted anyways. Yeah, we're just going to wash it with Agrax. Why not? And then we'll chuck some verdigris on it. And then we'll start picking out, and then we'll dry brush some rust and pick out the gold bits, the blue wires and all that fine dandy stuff. Yeah, just wash it with Agrax, just like so. I've kind of realised when I make these videos, I'm literally telling you guys how to paint the thing as well. Which I suppose is fine, but then if I were to make a video on this is how you paint Imperial Fists armour, it'd be like, oh well, you've already done that with this eBay rescue video, and it's kind of like, oh right. So I mean, I keep telling you how I paint the eBay rescues by all means, but just know I am going to have to do like tutorials fully in depth on how to do armour and, you know, metallics, etc. Yeah, I'm just going to wash it and see you in a second. I was debating using some typhus corrosion, but I've decided I'm just going to go with 𝐸𝐿 oxide because we don't need to overdo it. I want less on my brush than usual. It's just going to quickly go over everything. Not loads of it, just little bits. Get it in the recesses. You know, just like so, just so it tinges it. There's a bit too much there, so we'll go back. We'll sort all that out. And just like so. Right, and with the verdigris put on, well, it's 𝐸𝐿 oxide. I keep calling it verdigris because that's what the army painter one is. We're going to get our riser rust, and we've been given a very small dry brush to use. It's not mine. And obviously we're going to get the paint off, and that's looking nice and dry. We're just going to dry brush it on like so. Don't want too much. Yeah, that's all we're going to do. Dry brush, dry brush, dry brush until it's done. Then the next step is we're going to get our Stormhost Silver. We're going to dry brush that onto, well, all the metallics. Let me just wipe my dry brush. There we go, there we go, there we go. I'm going to go to the back of him. We want to be a bit lighter with our dry brushing. And this will just add colour back to the model. And just like so. Very nice. Right, I'm back everybody, and so we're going to start by picking out the armour with gold. We've got a nice base brush. We've got Retributor gold, yep, Retributor armour, sorry, not Retributor gold. And would it be weird if we picked one out in a silver and one out in a gold? We could do that. We're just going to get all the armour trims. There we go. Just like so. We're also going to pick out I can't actually think of anything now because I'd want to use the bronze for that. Yeah, we'll do the armour trim and I'll see you in a second. Next we're going to take Balthazar's gold. Oh, it's a bit stringy. And with this we're just going to get the gun barrels, wires, bits and bobs, sticky arty bits, vents. Yeah, I'm just gonna. They don't need to be perfect because it is a. It's like a battle damage robot. There we go. No, we're just gonna get what we can. We're gonna leave them. I've got a plan for those. We're gonna get the wires. Got flamer barrels here, so I'm going to get those as well. The trims around it, you know, there. Where the chainsaw is, we're going to get the trim with Balthazar's as well. I'm going to tickle the skulls, and I'll see you in a minute. Right, for next, what we've got to do is we're going to do the wiring. Right, so the wiring, as you can see, it's got wires there, wire, and we're going to get some white scarp. What I've done is I've really thinned it down. And where's a good wire to do? There's wires here. So you're going to apply it just like a wash. Obviously you're going to spread it about a bit. We're not going to have it clumped on just like that. But for the time being, just put it all over the wires. There's this heating, there's these vents. Obviously you're going to want to chuck some in the vents and the surrounding area. I'm going to get some more. I'm going to put it between the chainsaws. Is that okay if a bit gets on chainsaws themselves? And with that being done, we're going to start by taking Data System Glow. Give it a nice little shake. Put it on my palette. And we're going to chuck that on the normal wiring. Just like so. Now just lather it on there. Next we're going to take some Power Node Glow, and for this we're going to put it in the vents of where the flamethrower is. And then we're also going to use it on normal vents, just like so. And then finally we're going to use it on the middle of the chainsaw. And his eye. With all of that being done, it's about time for us to start on the bases. Now, for the bases, what we're going to do is we're going to play about with some green stuff. Obviously with green stuff, we've just cut it with about how much we want it, and you just mix it with some water and you knead it in like so. And then we're also going to use bits of cork, like so. I want this bloke to stand on here. And we're going to do a bit of green stuff underneath his foot. And I don't know. Might do him stepping on a tyrannid. Let me have a think. Yep, that's my idea. We're going to use this lighter. And we're going to melt the tyrannid slightly. And then we're going to get this file and we're going to squish him. Right, and I'm going to do this a little. There we go. See, now we've got a squished Tyrannid. And then what we can do is we can put the Tyrannid under his foot and we can squish it a bit more. Add some green stuff and make it look like blood is coming out. So we shall do that. As you can see, we've now got the Tyrannid squished nicely under the foot. So it's about roughly in level with the bit of cork. Yeah. I've decided for the bases we're going to start by we're going to paint them in black. We're going to get some dark Reaper. That's going to be our first colour. And we're just going to dry brush it on. I'm going to have to stipple that actually. It's alright, this brush is pretty knackered anyways. After that we're going to get some even brighter grey, so that'll be Mechanicus. And then it'll be followed by Celestia Grey. And it will just be the same as before, this time more around the edges of the rocks, just like so. As you can see, what we've done is we've gotten the Tyrannid, and he's now been stomped. We've used some green stuff to simulate his blood and gore. And now we've got to finish the base. We're going to use purple for the blood. We're going to start with Dreadful Visage. Nice dark base to start with. There we have it, folks. That is the 2 Knight Armigers done. I want to thank you all very much for joining me for this video, and I wish you all the best.